Yo, 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 yo. It's Joe. I think I might leave the music on. Maybe just turn it down a bit. What is going on, everybody? It is a day for Twitch streaming. Today, I'm going to be taking a look at Advent of Cyber by TryHackMe. It's the third year they're doing it. I did it last year a little bit. Very behind on this one, so we'll play around with it a little bit and see what we can get done. Maybe check in on some GitHub notifications, see what's hanging out there. I think Cyber CLI has some stuff it needs done. I like this music, though. It's very chill. It's a nice little backdrop, if we can keep it going. It's almost Christmas time. Everybody's probably on vacation, not caring about me streaming, but you know what? I got time, so I'm going to stream. I will start off by saying, if you don't follow me or subscribe to me on YouTube, go do that. Infamous Joe G over there. All of these videos on demand only last on Twitch for about 60 days, but they last forever on YouTube. So if you want to catch up on anything you may have missed, you can do that. Rob's asking in chat if I changed my camera angle. No, I just, I'm using my phone today. So there's an OBS camera app for iOS that I can use my phone for. So I've got dual camera set up. It just looks a little different because of the perspective of the lens. It's not my webcam, which is why it looks really good. I like it a little bit better, a little bit easier to deal with. I just got to keep still because I don't have a shock absorbent mount. I just have like a little crane. If I hit the desk or knock it with my knee or scoot in too far or something like that, we'll get one of these numbers out of the camera as it slowly starts to reposition again. And then I'll hit it again and whoa, we start to go on the roller coaster again. So I'll try to avoid that. But today, Advent of Cyber 3 is going to be what we're playing with. You can see I've attempted a couple things in the past. I don't really hang out on TryHackMe much except for Christmas time. But maybe this time around I'll give it a little bit more thought. I know that they do have a room that was set up for Log4j. Where is it? Let me just search for it. And that's something that I wanted to try out. Here we go, Solar. Saw this the other day. I was watching somebody on stream, actually. Walking through this, they got down to, I think, around persistence or detection. Maybe even exploitation, I think they may have taken a break at. It took them about an hour and a half to get there. So I don't blame them. There's 11 tasks here, one of which I wouldn't even count. But thank you, TryHackMe and John Hammond for making this so you can experience the Log4 shell exploit yourself. That's out there on TryHackMe. All this is free, by the way. Just use OpenVPN to connect to their networks that they create, start some attack machines, and off to the races you go. You don't even need to host anything yourself. I happen to be hosting Kali Linux on my ESXi server, so we're going to be using that today. I like my own setup, but TryHackMe is pretty cool about allowing you to start machines. And actually what you'll see is while we're hopping into these different tasks through the Advent of Cyber, I'll have to start different machines that are vulnerable to attack. So we'll be doing that much at least. I'll connect into the network that's created by TryHackMe using OpenVPN from my Kali box. So you can see I did some web exploitation stuff. I stopped here and was like, maybe I should do these on stream, cross-site scripting, things like that. I don't do this much. I'm not big into the whole OffSec side of things. I do enjoy, dabbling here and there. This is more of my buddy's side of the house. Andy Thompson, who is with Dallas Hackers Association, DalHack. He loves this, as well as Len No. They're both evangelists now for CyberArk. Andy for the research side, hanging out with CyberArk Labs, doing all the threat intel from that side of the house, and then Len No with the other side, the business side, doing a lot of attack defend demonstrations and stuff. I don't know how much they get into the website of things, though. This is more web exploitation. I think that they would probably thrive here in networking and a little bit of the blue teaming. That would be right up Andy's. OSINT is fun. Cloud would be me. I love cloud, web exploitation, AppSec, DevSecOps, wherever you want to throw sec into a word. That's typically where I'm going to be interested. Lots of people did this year. Thought I saw one by Nahamsek, who streams on Twitch as well. If you haven't caught his stream, he's really fun to watch. Anyways, we're going to be doing this today. We'll start off with the pesky L forum. The whole basis behind this, if you're just starting off with the Advent of Cyber, this is your first year, you've never done this before, or something like that. There's a story that goes along with it, and typically it involves a couple elves in Santa's workshop who run InfoSec and IT, and they are always getting into trouble because the Grinch is trying to hack their operations and destroy Christmas. And so your job is to, either by means of red team or blue team, save the organization, save Santa's workshop from the Grinch trying to take everything over. And there's one particular elf who has been throughout the entire story. Here's the story. And that is, he's now the CISO, McSkitty. We've been following him for a couple years now. Last year, he was the on the IR team trying to prevent and stop the Grinch from taking over. Obviously, we succeeded. Christmas was saved. Everybody got their presents on Christmas Day. And McSkitty was apparently promoted to become the CISO, because that's just what happens in the real world. You know, you go straight from saving the world to being a CISO. No. So he wakes up he doesn't wake up one day. He kind of walks in one day to check on everybody, and everybody's gone. They all basically left. They took off. They were breached, I assume, and they're like, F this, I'm out. And the Grinch got access to all the internal systems. So we're basically going through all of the different systems that are owned by Santa's Workshop, also called the Best Festival Company, and trying to figure out A, how did he access the internal networks, and B, how can we get him out and reverse all of the damage? So we're going to have Elf McLeader, McSkitty, a couple others usually show up throughout the process of the story, and each story is extended through each of these days, each of these tasks. So I've saved the gifts, I fixed some HR problems, I prevented a Christmas blackout, and helped Santa to access his travel itinerary and fixed his travel itinerary. That was day 4 here. Today we're going to be taking a look at the pesky elf forum. Apparently something happened. Oh, there we go. Nahamsek's walkthrough of the video. So he did a walkthrough. I don't think he actually built this. But either way, that's cool that they're linking the community in here and stuff. So, but yeah, Grinch Enterprises is who we're up against, and we'll take a look at this in a bit. Here in a couple minutes. I kind of want to check out GitHub. I've been neglecting all of my projects, holidays and all, Q4, all that funness. So let's check out and see what's going on GitHub first. I just want to make sure there's nothing too crazy going on here. I may not even do anything. I just kind of want to look. Looks like they merged my pull request here. This pull request was to CISA.gov. They have a repository out there. Oh shoot, what's up, Kevin? Glad to see you made it. Happy holidays to you. I had to go ahead and update. They had CyberArk's privilege threat analytics listed on the README to affected, which it was by Log4j. I went ahead and changed that. We do have a patch that was released. You can take a look at the README and just scroll down. It's alphabetical order to CyberArk. This was the pull request that they merged. Lots of things affected. So I don't know what a lot of people are doing for Christmas, but it ain't going to be much considering this list for me to get to CyberArk. So here we are. Privilege threat analytics. It is fixed, yes. And it does scroll over to the side a little bit. You can click here to the link and read about the vulnerability, the fixes, the mitigations, things like that. All of our stuff was either mitigated or there is a fix available for PTA, for example. You click there to get it. There's also a fix available for the connector for remote access, which used to be called Alero. That fix is also available. You can read about it here. Everything else that was a SaaS service that was affected, whether it's PrivCloud, identity, or otherwise, those all have been mitigated. SaaS, so we can just update it in the background and nobody's the wiser. So that was all fixed near immediate once we got reports of the 0-day in the wild. So we responded. Everything's out here. You can check it out. I'm not going to spend too much time on it. It's not really necessary. We'll go back and see what other notification. I thought I had one for CyberSeal. I guess not. Let me mark this as done. Looks like there's some activity on my issue over at Ansible on the AWX repository. So AWX is the upstream project for formerly Ansible Tower, now Ansible Automation Platform. So they changed the name, they changed the architecture. You know, Ansible Tower was a server on RHEL that would create these, bubble-wrapped, secured mini work environments using virtual environments in Python, so V. Threw that out the window. They're like, no more. They're actually embracing a more modern architecture where you'll establish runners, executors, I think they're calling them, that are containerized. Everything is going containerized now. And so instead of having venv running on the controller itself, these executors can be hosted in Podman, wherever you'd like, and then you define that container environment, whether it's running Ansible 2.8, Ansible 2.9, some weird version, Python 2, Python 3. Like, you can define each individual container that's an executor with that environment, and then you'll target those executors based on where you want the jobs to run. So it'll create the container, execute the job in the container, everything's destroyed. I like that a lot. That's going to actually increase the ways that I can engineer ways of injecting secrets securely into those containerized environments. A little bit harder to do when it's sitting next to all of these other environments using a virtual environment on a controller. A little bit easier to do when you have containers running, different ways and techniques that we can do. This in particular, this issue that I logged on AWX is for the secret management systems that we've taken a look at in the past in Ansible Tower and now Ansible Automation Platform, where you can create essentially a connection broker, but they call it a secret lookup, to connect back either to your Conjure service or to your CCP web service. And then from there, link that to credentials so that those credentials values are being retrieved just in time rather than sitting in the Ansible platform itself. So what I asked for, and it's something that's not supported right now, is the ability to use variables in those definitions of credentials. Because if somebody is trying to do something like OS patching, right? You've got 10,000 servers out there that need a patch. Well, you need to authenticate to those servers somehow. SSH key, username, password, doesn't matter. You need to SSH onto them to be able to patch the OS. And this is something that Ansible is built to do, but there's no elegant way of being able to securely provide those secrets. So my idea was, well, if you give me the ability to use inventory hostname, which is a built-in variable that will essentially take the value of the hostname of what's currently connected to, we can start to create our secret paths to include host names. And this way we can identify, okay, this SSH key is associated with this host name, this username and password is associated with this host name. And now we can start to dynamically declare those host names as each individual server is being connected to, and I can dynamically retrieve the proper secrets because there's a couple limitations in Ansible's automation platform when you're building out a job template to do something like this. And basically that's if you have a credential type of Amazon Web Services or machine credentials, which is typically how these things are brought in as a machine credential, you can only assign one. You can't have like 10,000 machine credentials for each unique server you need to connect to patch the OS. So the only elegant way I could think of doing it is letting me use Jinja variables when I'm defining the secret path to grab. And this way I can use inventory hostname, and that will dynamically update with each attempt to retrieve the secret based on what I'm connecting to. And I'll be able to get unique SSH keys. I'll be able to get unique usernames and passwords based on what I'm connecting to. So it looks like we got a couple hearts here. That's always good news. Hopefully this will get looked at, and there seems to be activity going on. It's related to something else, but I doubt that that's too closely related. Any progress here? Okay, that's good. Okay, so he's just asking for a progress. I will go ahead and thumbs up that. There we go. Oh, looks like, oh, nice. Oh, we're kind of linked to an issue here. Let's take a look at this one. See, this is different, though. I think I saw this one, and I was like, because they were like, hey, this cannot be addressed without creating a new model to pass credential information to playbook runs. So what they're asking for here is a machine credential, multiple machine credentials to allow a per machine thing. But then I'm having to plop 10,000 machine credentials for the 10,000 servers that I want to patch the OS for. It's still not a very easily manageable way of doing this. Hopefully they take into account, my idea of just being able to use Jinja variables in the declaration of where the secrets are and things like that. And that'll really open up the ability for us to dynamically use the host name instead of having to basically predict every server that I'm going to need. Okay, let me go out and to find those machine credentials and click add 10,000 times. No thanks. So I'm sure they'll have some discussions around it and they'll figure it out and make the best decision. And hopefully it doesn't take them too much development work on their end to get it done, because then we'll really be waiting for a while. So, all right, done. I checked this out. There doesn't seem to be anything else, but I swear I saw a PR come into Cyber CLI, whether it was me. Oh, well, it wasn't me. I think it was some automated thing. Maybe Snick. I have Snick scanning my stuff. Oh, God, yeah. All right. What? Upgrade Golang from 1.17 to 1? What does that even... Oh. It's just changes to the Docker file. Nobody's running this in Docker anyways. That's just for me to test. Let me see. Let me make sure they're all Docker file, and we'll just ignore it for now. I'll do it later when I do an update. Yeah. It's just all Docker file stuff. Fixed Docker file. All right, thanks, Nick, for letting me know. I need to fix my Docker file. I don't really care, though. I mean, yeah, it's just doing normal things. I don't even know. Well, something happened to go that it doesn't like. Oh, this is why. Right up here. So all I have to do is literally remove that. Whatever. We can do that real quick. I don't need to bump a version for this. I do what I want. That'll just fix it for testing. There we go. Thanks, Nick. Didn't need your help. But I will close these. Can I not close? Oh, I can't bulk close. I got to go into them. Don't need your help. So we'll close these out, and then we'll go ahead and move on with life. Technically, I should have allowed them to merge in, but I know they're making the same change in all three, and it'll just really be a wonky thing to try and handle. So it's easier for me to just go in and make the change myself to Golang 1 bullseye. So there we go. No more pull requests. And we're updated. Snick will run. It'll scan it still on its regular interval, and then it'll come back and say, all right, we should be good now. Code scanning alerts. I wonder if I can kick this off again. Nah, we'll just have to wait for it to wait. Whoa, what is this now? How come I didn't get Oh. Excuse me? I'm going to have to go through this for sure. Yeah, I'll have to figure this out later. We want to try TryHackMe, so let's do that. We're going to start, as I said, pesky elf forum. Let me get Kali up and running here, which takes VMware. We're going to read a lot because I'm not, I haven't done this in forever. A year. I haven't done this in a year. But a lot has happened in a year. A lot of things have happened in a year. All right. Hopefully this doesn't peg my resources. It probably will. We'll live. And if it does, and I start dropping frames, just let me know in chat. And I can just switch over and use the attack box through the website. And that'll launch a ready-to-go Kali instance for me. So one of the cool things about TryHackMe, if you're... Oh, you know what? I have this unplugged right now. We're going to have to use the attack boxes then. I don't feel like plugging in my NUC that hosts ESXi. So, all right. Let's access machines up at the top. We will use a browser-based attack box. All right. To start your attack box in the room, I have to click that button. You can also use the dedicated My Machine page to start and access your machine. Maybe I'll do that. Let's try that. I don't think I've done this one yet because I'm a premium subscriber to TryHackMe. I can basically throw up either a Kali Linux machine or a TryHackMe attack box. The TryHackMe attack boxes are all right. I mean, they're basically kind of like Kali, but they already have everything that you need already staged and ready to go. I feel like some of the fun is using Kali Linux, but for the sake of trying to catch up, I'm just gonna launch a TryHackMe attack box. We'll start that up. So that's gonna start up in the background, I'm pretty sure, and then it should pop up here for me to access it, I would imagine. I don't think I need to... Oh, that was quick. Holy shoot. All right. Oh, gosh. It just plops the password in there. Let me terminate this. We'll do this again. All right. It's terminated. Now let me do it. Start machine now. Give me a second to get this information off the screen. There we go. Now you can't see nothing. So my box is getting up and running. I'm going to copy this information over. Sharing may be caring, but not when... Well, I mean, I guess it doesn't really... It's not like it's my instance. I just don't want somebody ruining my fun, causing me to constantly reconnect. Let me get this information saved off screen, and then I'll bring it back. TryHackMe. Pasty. All right. Bring that off screen. Now nobody can see what I do. All right. And then we'll go back to the dashboard. My box is still initializing. It's fine. We got a lot to read anyways. So here we go. All right. So there is a video that we can watch, but that's on day 21. We're not to day 21 yet. I'm only on day 5. Womp womp. We got a lot of work to do and an hour and a half to do it in because I talk a lot. So we're going to go ahead and we're just going to start this machine first. And what this is going to do is start the machine for day 5. This is probably going to be some sort of like vulnerable machine that we'll need to do some cross-site scripting on and stuff like that. So we'll be able to connect to this from the instance that was started in the background when I was hiding my screen. So cross-site scripting vulnerability, XSS. I feel like that's harder to say than cross-site scripting, so I don't really do it. I don't even know if people go around saying that, but they seem to think so. Maybe it's just easier to type. Anyways, it's an injection attack where JavaScript is injected into a web app and hopefully executed by someone else. That's actually hopefully from the attacker's perspective, hopefully not from yours. I've seen this used in a couple different ways, you know, while doing AppSec. And most times it's some sort of non-malicious payload, like a picture or a meme, something like that, just to test that you can do it. But you know, in a true malicious event, it would be something executable that would do that. So there's all sorts of different types: DOM, reflected, stored, and blind. Each type is different, and I guess they're going to tell us about it. So DOM is the document object model, programming interface for HTML and XML. Okay. The execution happens directly in the browser without any new pages being loaded or data submitted to backend code. That's pretty cool. I'd imagine that it would probably have to do with our inspector and things like that. If I had to guess, either that or Burp Suite. Reflected is when user supplied data in the HTTP request is included in the web page source without any validation. So, you know, query parameters, things like that. Stored is stored on the web app in a database and then gets run when other users visit the site. Oh, that's pretty dangerous. An example is a blog that allows visitors to leave comments. If a visitor's message is, okay, I've tried this before. You can store it through the comment and then have it executed every other time that somebody loads it. That's cool. And then blind is similar to stored because it's stored in the website, but you can't see the payload working or be able to test it against yourself first. Like a contact form. Okay, so like post in a form. Like you're posting instead of getting and showing information, you're just posting and not getting any information displayed back. So it could contain the payload, but it would be executed internally when they go to view the contact form, right? Oh, we got a new contact request. Let me open it. Oh, everything dies. So we've already clicked the green start machine because I know what I'm doing. We've got our IP address showing to us up here. That can only be connected to from our attack box. And so once that machine is loaded, we're going to click the following link here. It probably won't work here. Oh, wow. Okay. It does work. Don't know how. Oh, this must be a real domain. I always thought it was like something internal. VPN. All right. So this is a forum where they talk, the elves talk, and they spread the joy of Christmas. And as we explore the forum, we'll click on different topics and threads, and we'll notice that every mention of Christmas has been changed to Buttmas. No! So we're going to have to fix that. Oh, the Grinch has an admin account and installed a plugin that changes every reference to that. So I have to take over the Grinch account to lock him out, and then disable that plugin to restore Christmas joy. Okay. So first we're going to click the login link towards the top of the page and log in with the following credentials, McSkitty password. So already super secure in our password choices. There we go. That was easy. Now I'm going to get prompted a billion times to save it. I don't want to. So it looks like we've got Buttmas dinner here. The Grinch is so excited. Some Buttmas preparations, where preparations is misspelled. Let's see what else we got. All right, we can see that. Yeah, we saw that. Click on the settings link and you'll notice a feature for changing his login password. Change it to pass123. You'll notice an address bar changes. Oh, okay, they're putting the new password in a URL parameter. No bueno. So we have to trick the Grinch into visiting this URL to change the password to pass123. But I don't think the Grinch is real. So we'll walk this through and see. Let's change the password first to something else. So as requested, the other secure password, pass123. So that's the new password. Oh, it doesn't actually update. It just keeps asking you over and over again. All right. I thought maybe it was confirming it or something like that. So we go back to the forum, visit one of the threads, scroll to the bottom. You'll notice you are able to leave a comment. Try leaving the following comment. Okay. Easy so far. Did it say which one? Oh, just one of the threads. All right, we'll fuck with the Grinch. And it wanted us to do hello world, but world is underlined. Yeah. Hello world. Leave the comment. So, HTML is working here. What dangerous things can we get into now? See, the comment is reflected as you wrote it. Underlined with HTML tags, and so now... Okay, using the URL you found earlier for changing the user's password. Oh, I didn't save that though. All right, let's do it again. This time I'm going to copy it. There we go. Now we'll come back here. So I was the last post. All right. Yeah, I know. Okay, so this is JavaScript. Blah, blah, blah. After posting the above as a comment, you can view the web page source to see whether it has been shown correctly. Okay, so right now we're just kind of doing a little bit of recon. We're testing to see if it's a vulnerable web forum. So we can do script. I think it's fetch. Like this. I really should just bring this freaking out. Pop this over here. And then pop this over here. There we go. Now I don't have to keep switching tabs or anything like that. Good thing I found this out early in the stream. Thought about it. I think I have this. Maybe I could just do like this. Leave comment. So there's nothing there, but if we inspect that element, there it is. There's our script right here. So it's still there even though it's a blank comment. And I do see that now we have this cross-site scripting running on the forum, which means any logged in users viewing the thread will automatically have their password changed to pass123. All right, come on, Grinch. Let's log out and see if the Grinch has visited the thread by trying to log in as them. Okay. I assume he has. So let's give that a shot. So our JavaScript is injected into the comment. I am now going to be Grinch, pass123. Nope, he hasn't logged in yet. How long do I have to wait? I wonder if it's like some sort of interval. Oh, it takes up to a minute before the Grinch comes. Okay. So we'll wait a minute. And while we do that, I don't have anything else really to talk about for a minute. Oh, Drew likes the colorful stream colors. Thank you. I worked so hard on that. I like it. I kind of changed the background. Well, back here. Put like, moved out that plant that was back there. Put a shelving unit back there. I needed one anyways to keep my board games on. I've been getting a lot of board games recently. I don't know if I can change my camera here. Let me see. Nah, it's not letting me connect right now. But if I were to widen the zoom on my camera, I have Crisis Protocol next to me. I'm gluing together all the minis for that. I'm gonna paint them once I get them glued. A couple other tabletop games back there, some card games, things like that. Fun times. Something to do where I'm not staring at the computer monitor like I do for work all the time. So I enjoy it. I like video games, but I don't always want to stare at a screen to play video games. Get rid of the screen, keep the games. What do you got? Well, tabletop games. So it's fun. All right, let's give this a shot now. It's been about a minute. Pass. 1, 2, 3. Ow. Come on. How long does this take? Cancel. Log in. Maybe I just need to kind of refresh it like that. Maybe it needs to be, without the preface that I had in there. I don't know. Maybe it's specifically looking for this to be set, and I tried to overcomplicate it and overthink things as usual. So let's log in as McSkitty with the pass 1, 2, 3, and then I guess I'll leave another comment, but this time do it the right way. So script fetch settings new password equals pass 1, 2, 3 script. That's what it says on the website, and then I went ahead and put everything preceding it. So maybe this will trigger whatever the Grinch needs to do. So there, we've got that set now. Let me log out and log in, and then we'll give it another shot. Grinch pass 1, 2, 3. There we go. Now I'm the Grinch. All right, so that's what it was. It was just my fault. I should just stick to the script. Quit trying to over-engineer every single little thing and think I know more. So once we're logged in, we'll go to the settings page again. And this time we'll discover another feature where we've got a plugin installed called Christmas to Buttmas. A simple plugin which changes the word Christmas to Buttmas across the whole form. I really wish I didn't have to disable this. I love it. I think it's a great idea. I think the Grinch is an innovator, one of the best of his time. I wish I would have thought of creating a plugin to change Christmas to Buttkiss or Buttmas. Buttkiss would actually be funnier, but I'll Buttmas. I'll disable it. Fine. There's my flag, my first flag. So these are flags at THM, and then you have your little squiggly brackets here on both sides. No more Buttmas, unfortunately. And with that, we have used some cross-site scripting vulnerabilities to cause the Grinch to change his password unknowingly by just viewing a forum post. We've gotten our flag, we've got the correct answer, and we can terminate this bad boy out now. So our machine has been terminated here. We are done with this. We are green on day 5. So that was an easy one. I'm sure that the next 2 will probably explore a couple other types of... Oh, okay, that's it for cross-site scripting. Interesting. That's okay, though. This one, we're going to deal with some patch management, so kind of extending off of the Ansible automation platform issue we were looking at a couple minutes ago. Patch management is hard. You can't even use Ansible to do it unless you're using the CLI. Now you can. There's ways around it, I'm sure. So I got 2 windows open here. I don't need that. I just need one right now. So if I refresh this, that'll collapse, and we'll get to day 6. So that's pretty fun. I know. I think Rob said earlier on in the stream chat. He was going to follow along. Rob, have you made it to day 6 yet, or are you still lagging behind a little bit? You caught up with us? He was going to hack along. All right. We're going to have to start a new machine for this one, so we'll go ahead and start that up while I read the story. During a routine security audit before the incident, McSkitty, our CISO, discovered some recovery passwords on an old server. She created a ticket to decommission the server to reduce this security vulnerability. Okay. The elf assigned to fix this vulnerability kept pushing off the task, and this never got done. Sounds legit. Luckily, some of those recovery keys can be used to save some systems. Unfortunately, though, the only way to access the server is through an old web application, also pretty legit. See if you can pull out those recovery keys to help McSkitty with her pursuit to save Christmas. This really feels like somebody has gone through this in real life before and hated every moment of it and was like, I have a great idea for day 6 of the Advent of Cyber. Husky Hack has a walkthrough video for day 6 that we could check out, but I like doing it on my own without getting a walkthrough unless I really get stuck and then I can't find any help on Google or anywhere else. In this task, we're going to be covering the basics of local file inclusion vulnerability. I don't think I've ever done this one before. This will be interesting, including how to identify and test for LFI. We'll show the impact of an LFI vulnerability by exploiting it. Let's begin by starting the machine attached to this task. And I did. So what is an LFI vulnerability? Okay. So I started as a web developer in PHP, so this I get. Include, require, include once, require once. And so this is a vulnerability that allows the attacker to include and read local files on the server. Okay. Cryptographic keys, databases that contain passwords, other private data. But it would have to be a file. So I'd have to have a file with a database password in it that I am then including into PHP, right, to use that password to connect to the database. That just doesn't sound like a very elegant way of handling that. The cryptographic keys I can understand, and I think that's probably what we're going to end up targeting here. If I had to guess, an LFI vulnerability happens due to a developer's lack of security awareness. Well, there is a lot of that, that's for sure. In some cases, developers need to include the content of the other local files within a specific page. Yeah, I used to do that. So here's the example. Suppose a developer includes files without proper input validation. That's bad. Okay. In that case, the LFI vulnerability will exist as a developer should never trust user input and keep all inputs from users to be filtered and sanitized. Main issue of these vulnerabilities is a lack of input validation in which the user inputs are not sanitized or validated, and the user controls them. I see where this is going. So once you find the vulnerability, it's possible to read sensitive data if you have readable permissions on the files. So one of the most significant risks is leaking sensitive data accessed by a regular user. Also, in some cases, the vulnerability could be changed to perform remote code execution. Ooh, that's cool. Oh, nice. So if we can inject or write to a file on the system, then we can use the RCE. So there's a web app we're going to be attacking. It has an LFI vulnerability and a possible way to get RCE. And so that's going to be what we're going to be capturing our flags through. And then, we got to read about identifying and testing. So yeah, okay, so query parameters again come into play, and we can use those in order to manipulate basically what the web app is going to do. If you're looking for an entry point to test web application attacked points, then it's important to use the web app and check its functionalities. An entry point could be HTTP GET or POST parameters that pass an argument or data to the web application to perform a specific operation. Okay. This is a GET. Get.php obviously told me that. And it's going to get a file called user cv.pdf. So I imagine if we can do some sort of like dirbuster or dirb on the web server and understand all the files that are sitting out there, we could then just change this query parameter to reflect the file that we want to get, and we'll be able to download it and open it up. And that sounds to me like a good way of how this would work out if I could imagine it in my own. Yeah, so there's an include get. Oh God, they're letting the person define the file. Oh God, I have to read this. This. I don't know why anybody would do this, but okay. I guess things get by a lot in development. I don't know, but I would hope nobody would do this. Oh, thanks for the follow, Never Found. You found me, right? Hey, dad joke. All right, anyways. So, all right, we're all right. So I talked about this a little bit. I didn't know that they were going to kind of reflect on it. Once you find an entry point, we need to understand how this data could be processed within the application. After this point, you can start testing for certain vulnerability types, blah, blah, blah. We won't be able to see this, though. So we can't just view source and start to look at PHP code, because the PHP code is hidden from the HTML source that's output, through browsers and things like that. It's not that easy. Although, there's GitHub, and typically what I would do is hop into GitHub and see if it was publicly available, through a repository, and then I can see all the PHP code. That makes it super easy for me then. I don't have to worry about trying to test things or anything. I'll just go look and see your source code and say, yeah, you're dumb. I'm going to exploit it now. So that is that. Once, this is the example PHP code that you'll never see when you view source, but that makes it vulnerable. That makes sense. I mean, I would never do this. I would never allow a GET request to my web app to define what I'm including in the website, but I guess that's the point of this. So it uses a GET request via the URL parameter file, right? We saw that up there. To include the file on the page, the request can be made by sending the following HTTP request, and we can just change this to something that we know exists, or maybe like start to use default manifest names and things like that, to try and see if those files exist based on what we know. In addition, other entry points can be used to user agent cookie sessions. Now that we found our entry point, let's start testing for reading local files relating to the operating system. Interesting. Now we're getting into the goodness. We're going to just start trying to see, all right, let's try to escape the confines of the web server and start to explore the operating system of the host as a whole. Can we get anything else? That is awesome. And then I imagine if there's a contact form or a way to upload files, that would be our into uploading a reverse shell script to open up our RCE. Let's start with basic testing. All right, so we'll try like etc. Oh, look at that. You have to backwalk directories to get all the way back to root. So you're just going to try and go as many times back so that you finally land on root, and then from root go into etc password. This is fun. And okay, I see. There's different escape methods. You can Earlify it. All right. This is pretty cool. Am I supposed to be doing this? Should I be doing this on this website? It didn't tell me to. I'm just going to keep reading. All right, exploiting it is limited and depends on the web app server configuration. You can obtain remote code execution. That's what I want to see about. Then we can use a PHP supported wrapper. Okay. All right. The PHP Filter Wrapper is what I want to learn about and is used in Lfi to read the actual PHP page content. Okay, this is what I was complaining about earlier. You can't just view source and start to read the PHP page content. But apparently there's a PHP filter wrapper that you can use if it's Lfi vulnerable to read the actual PHP page content. Yeah, see? Okay. Yeah, see, they go on. Never show the existing code, right. Okay. Perfect. Oh, okay. And then we can just decode it from there. I feel like I should be doing this. So this is the path Oh, I see. I see what's going on. Now try to read the index.php. And then this is base64. We would decode that. I don't think we need to go to a website to do that, but all right. All right, so this definitely should have been done on the server. I get to the last part here. Where is it? Oh God. This is a lot. Okay, now try to receive the index.php content and answer question number 3 below. So I should have been kind of walking through this, I think, at the same time. Let's do this. Let's duplicate this tab. Pop it out. Slide it over. Come on. Come on. I got 2 monitors here. There we go. Keep sliding off to the other monitor. And then we will connect to our attack box here. Oh, how do I connect to it? Do I have to go to my machine? Uh-oh, slow down. You can extend your machine. Oh, extend it. That's what that means. What does this do? I've never used this before, so I'm learning right now. I have to full screen it? All right, fine, whatever. All right. This isn't going to work out well. Like this? There we go. Okay, this is better. I can do this. So it's set up an attack box for me. I've never really used this before, so we're going to struggle bus through it. Index.php is out there. I assume at this. So we'll take this. Let's just check it real quick. Open up Firefox. I'm going to assume HTTP 10.10 240.248 index.php. Okay. I can't access this page. I have to log in, but it is there. I see it. And so we're going to have to use the Lfi to answer question number 3. God, that's a lot of information to read. This is going to be a long one. So 1, 2, 3. Use the PHP filter technique to read source of index.php. What is the flag? All right. Look around. What is the entry point for our application? Oh, that's a good question. Let's see. Where is our entry point? Do I have a login? I don't think it gave me one. Let's go home. Go here? No, that's not one. Yeah, I'm going to try the old password. It ain't going to work. Oh well. Let's just guess stuff. This was in the example. We'll give this a shot. Nope. Well, that ain't it, so. Oh, I see. The error is error.txt. So it's loading the error message from a text file. And that's going to be the variable that is our entry point, is going to be ERR, which would be our answer here. Submit. Correct answer. I got it. All right, so now use the entry point to perform Lfi to read the etc flag file. So we're going to do ... slash ... We'll just do 5 of them, and then we'll do etc flag. Hey, there's our flag. So it is vulnerable to Lfi. Luckily us, we caught it. All right, so I don't think I can copy back and forth, can I? Let's try. Copy. Oh, maybe I can. All right, submit that flag. We're good there. Now 3, we have to use the PHP filter technique to read the source code of index.php and find out a variable's value. I'm gonna kind of come up here and take a look at how it was done. I've never done this. I've never used this PHP filter wrapper, but this is pretty cool looking. So we'll delete everything. No, we'll delete this, and we'll do, what does it say? PHP filter. I can't believe that this is even a thing. Convert.base64 encode resource equals index.php. Is that how that works? I don't know. We'll find out here in a second, though. Copy this down. All of it. Oh my gosh. It just keeps going. It's the longest string in the world. I don't think I'm going to be able to elegantly... I may need to use that website just so that I can see it. Because otherwise I would do... I would just use my terminal usually. And then just echo it. So do like an echo, paste the longest string in the world. It's not coming through. Oh, there it goes. Oh god, it was so big. And then pipe that to base64-d. Well, there we go. All right, so we're looking for a PHP variable called flag. There it is. There's our flag. So we'll take that, copy it, and that's going to be our next flag. Bada bing, bada boom. We are on a roll. But, oh, look at that. McSkitty forgot his login credential. So we got to help him to log in and recover one of the server's passwords. So we read index.php. There's a login credential PHP files path. Huh? There is a login credential PHP files path. I'm not understanding that, but we'll figure it out. Use the PHP filter technique to read its content. Okay, so there's a login credential. All right, let me just see if anything is included here. Creds.php, that's what we're looking for. All right. So we're going to copy this part. And then we'll just update this to go from there. So we'll say resource is... Oh, it still has that on the clipboard. All right. Resource equals... I'll just type it out after I delete this. Includes creds.php. And so we will base64 decode this now. Oh, come on. Just, there we go. Copy, echo, paste. Yeah, just, oh, 2 lines? Weird, but all right. And then base64 decode that. So McSkitty, and we've got his password. Does it ask us? Yeah, it does. All right, so McSkitty is going to be answer colon password. Not too shabby. So now we got to use the credentials to log into the web app. I am. It says welcome McSkitty. How did that happen? I don't even know how that happened. Can I go home? Oh, it still says I can't access this. It says welcome McSkitty. Probably because I attempted to log in as McSkitty earlier, but it didn't actually take the login. It just kind of messed something up. All right, so McSkitty is the username, and the password is going to be this. Paste. No, that's not right. Copy that. Paste. All right, I'm just gonna type it out. I don't know what's going on. Going into the attack box, it's messing up, but at least coming out, it's not. A0C315AW3S0M. Sign in. There we go. All right, And so you want us to do what? All right, recover the server's password. What is the password of the flag.thm.aoc server? All right, so password recovery. There's our flag here. We'll take that and copy it and paste it on over here. There's our correct answer. The web apps log, the web app logs all user requests, and only authorized users can read the log file. Use the Lfi to gain RCE via the log file page. What is the... Okay. I don't think I read that far down. Let's go home. Log access. Here are the logs in the following format. The log file location is at includes blah, 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 blah. All right. Let's scroll up a bit because there's... Oh, we did all of this. That's fine. I did that. Lfi to RCE via log files. This is the section we're on. All right, so it's also called a log poisoning attack. This is going to be fun. It's a technique used to gain remote command execution on the web server. The attacker needs to include a malicious payload into services log files such as Apache, SSH, etc. Then the Lfi vulnerability is used to request the page that includes the malicious payload. Exploiting this kind of attack depends on various factors, including the design of the web application and server configurations. Thus, it requires enumerations, analysis, and an understanding of how the web application works. I think we got that under control. For example, a user can include a malicious payload into an Apache log file via user agent. I think that's what we're going to kind of be doing here today, or other HTTP headers. In SSH, though, the user can inject a malicious payload in the username section. In this task, they provided us with a vulnerable web app that logs users' requests into a log file, as we see here, to which the web server user has access. That is me, Mr. McSkitty. Once we log into the web application, we can visit the log page, which we have, and see all of the different logs. It stores 4 different headers: user, IP, user agent, and page. The user agent is an HTTP header that includes the user's browser information to let servers identify the top of operating system vendor and version. That's right here. All of that, the archetype, probably like some sort of short name, some shit like that. Windows, Mozilla Firefox. That's all me. That's not me actually, but it's there. Maybe it is me. Apple WebKit. That is me. Why it's coming across as Windows or Winston, I don't know. Anyways, user agent is one of the HTTP headers that the user can control. Therefore, in order to get an RCE, you need to include PHP code into user agent and send a request to the log file. Okay, so we're going to be manipulating the user agent information that we send to the logs to include our malicious PHP code. So that way we can use that in order to exploit the web server. So let's test if we can include user agent value. We'll just follow this along. All right, so let me bring up the terminal here. We're going to use a little curl command, I guess. So we're going to do curl-a. This is testing, apparently. HTTP 10.10.240.248 login.php. So you can check the log page to see if we can add the user agent that we set. All right, so let's reset the logs and do that again. All right, so logs are reset. Just a couple from McSkitty. Let me run that command again. There's no... Come on, there's no history? Give me a break. Oh, wait, maybe I opened up a new one and I didn't need to. Where the heck did it go, though? There's only... No? Mm-hmm. Oh, well. I'll just type it out again. Curl-a. So we'll go ahead and refresh this now. There's our guest. So we sent this is testing. instead of the user agent being populated by the browser's defined information, we were able to provide this as testing. It is vulnerable. So now we can use that in order to, wow, list out PHP info. Okay, let's give that a shot. I feel like I keep opening the same freaking terminal, or I keep opening a terminal when there's already some here. How do I get that back? Come on. Slide out. Can I alt tab? No. Can I do this? No. Can I do this? Yes. There we go. All right, so we'll go do this. Over here, though, we're going to change it out to the PHP Info command. And this will list out all of the information about PHP that's running on this server. Like that. Enter. Oh. Well, that didn't work. Oh, because I'm still... Oh, yeah. That didn't work. Did I do something wrong? Thanks. The nav? Is that how you say it? Lots of numbers in that name. But thanks for the follow. Hopefully one day, you know, people will be able to subscribe. We'll get there, though. Just keep following. Everything looks fine to me. PHP info. I'm targeting the login.php. Kind of want to just print it out there. Maybe I need to refresh it or something. I don't know. Let's see. The log. The logs are not loading. Oh, there we go. Almost. Oh, it's because I brought it down. Still, though, it didn't send anything across. See. Wonder what I did. What I did here. Curl. Let me try that again. Curl -a. I'm gonna reset the logs too. There we go. Let's try this again. This attack box is really getting on my nerves. All right. Curl A. We're going to do our PHP info. Close that out. And then HTTP 10.10.240.248 login.php. Refresh. That's not working. Yeah, I did. It's important to visit the log file via Lfi. Once you call a log file, we see the PHP information page. That did not work for me. So I don't know if this is supposed to happen that way. I can't get it to work. I mean, I'm doing exactly what it says here. I can't do it any other way. Curl A, PHP info. I mean, I'm not crazy, right? Anybody in chat think I'm crazy? I don't think so. Targeting login.php for my vulnerable machine. It's not appearing in here. I could do a PHP filter on logs, but I'm not going to bother. Let's just move on. All right, Lfi to RCE via PHP sessions. It follows the same concept of the log poisoning technique. Well, I have to do something here, though. What is the host name of the web server? The log file location is here. Yeah, I know, it tells me right here. But I need to figure out the host name. I mean, there's a bunch of different ways I can do that outside of having to gain RCE. Let's check the hint. User agent gets recorded. I know. All right. I mean, I could do like what we were doing before. Index.php, but instead I do kind of cheat. Do these and then do Etsy host name. Do you think that would work? No, I gotta log out, I think. All right. It's probably not gonna work. I'm probably overcomplicating it a little bit. Here we go. Oh shit, it worked. Good, I don't even have to pop anything. No remote code execution. We'll just do this. Copy that. Hey, you know what? It's hacking still, right? By any means necessary. I just went a different way about it. Got that correct answer. So there you go. All right, so bonus question here. Current PHP configuration stores the PHP session files in TMP. Use the Lfi to call the PHP session file to get your PHP code executed. Oh, this is continuing on with this, the PHP sessions here. Follows the same kind of idea. Stores temporary information in it. After the user logs out of the web application, the PHP session information will be deleted. This technique requires enumeration to read the PHP config file first, and then we know where the PHP sessions files are. Well, we know they're in TMP. Then we include a PHP code into the session and finally call the file via Lfi. PHP stores session data and files within the system in different locations based on the configuration. Following are some of the common locations. Ours is here today. Once the attacker finds where PHP stores the session file and can control the value of their session, the attacker can use it to chain exploit with an Lfi to gain remote command execution. If we enumerate and read the PHP config of the vulnerable web app we provided, we can see that it stores the PHP sessions into the, yeah, I just said that. It also stores the value of the username into the session, even if you are not logged in, since this value is needed by the developer to use it in the logs function, so it needs to log guest as well. We inject the PHP code into the user section in the following figure stored in the PHP session file. So is that how it works, huh? All right, let's give it a shot. Go back here, go to login. We'll do, it can't be this easy, right? There's no way this is gonna work. Test. Sign in. To find the PHP session file name, PHP by default uses the following naming scheme: ses _ session ID, where we can find the session ID using the browser and verifying cookie sent from the server. All right. Whoops, wrong button. So we go to storage. We'll go to, here's our cookie. Here's our PHP session. Here's the value. Copy that out. Let's base64 decode it. I think it's base, oh fuck. I think it's base64 encoded, so we'll need to base64 decode. If it's a proper cookie, copy. Paste. Base64-D. Nah, it's not. All right. So that must be the session value raw. All right, so I got that. So the file's going to be, we're going to do index.php air equals boom, 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 tmp sesh underscore session ID, paste, and enter. And here is our PHP info. So that worked. That worked. The other way didn't. Well, luckily, we found a workaround for that one. This one, though, works. So what is the question here? As a result, we will have the PHP code that we injected into the username file shown on the page. Now apply that, apply what we discussed to gain RCE on the web server. I just did. now it's your turn to try to get RCE on via PHP web session. What are you asking for here? The current PHP config stores the PHP session files in /temp. Use the LFI to call the PHP session file to get your PHP code executed. I did. Oh, no answer needed. I could have just clicked completed there. But we did it. I proved it, right? We figured it out. We're doing awesome today, guys. Hang out on the stream. We've got another 45 minutes. But guess what? At 1 o'clock, I have nothing going on. We could do this all day. I don't care. My boss would, maybe. No, I got other things I got to do. But, you know, maybe we'll go over a couple minutes. Who knows? So complete that. Correct answer. Poof. Done. That's 2. Day 6 is out the door. If you're just joining us, we are going through the Advent of Cyber by TryHackMe. I am on day 6. I'm trying to play catch up here. Currently, it's on day 21, all the way down in blue teaming. I'm just trying to get rid of all these web exploitation ones so we can move on to some fun stuff. Really interested in getting to the cloud ones down here to see how they built them, really, from an architecture perspective. I imagine it'll just be containerized stuff, but we'll see. OSINT is always fun. Blue teaming is Andy Thompson's forte. Andy Thompson, research evangelist for CyberArk Labs. If you're out there, Andy, props to you. Keep doing what you do. And then it'll go into some other categories and stuff like that. Over the next couple days, I imagine there will be 1 or 2 more that are different. Cyber Careers is interesting. I don't know what that's going to be. That's a new one. I haven't seen that one before. The special one will be fun, by John Hammond. But we're on day 7. Migration without security. Sounds like a real world event here. I'm going to go ahead and terminate this. I'm actually going to go and get a quick cup of coffee, and I'll be right back. So just chillax here and rock out. I'll be right back. Every time I do that. I'm not used to that thing being there. Not used to that. I need to put some like weather stripping on the back of the door or something so I don't slam into that shelving unit so hard. My wife is worse at it than I am. Usually I remember it's there. She just comes barreling in. It's crazy. I'm back, obviously. So, day 7, we're finally there. Task number 12, even though it's really the 7th task that I need to do. Migration without security. Let's start this machine up, and we'll give this one a go. We can go ahead and close out of here, and we'll clear this. I wish there was a more elegant way of dealing with this. I can't really find... Like, this disappears, which is annoying. Otherwise, I would just use it to click back and forth. These are kind of like launchers, not so much my open windows. I can't find where... See, these are workspaces here, but I can't find where my, like, oh, maybe it's here. No, that's not it. That's for clipboard stuff. Whatever, we'll make it work. Anyways, the development team that handles gift requests from children migrated over to a new technologies stack. In doing so, they left their application vulnerable, and Grinch Enterprises now controls access to the system. Fortunately, Grinch Enterprises forgot to patch the system, so you can use the same vulnerability to retrieve the gift requests for the students. Oh, Grinch. Never cleaning your tracks. That's okay. I'm here to fix the day. So the video walkthrough uses in-browser access to complete the room. Well, that's what I'm doing. So don't care about that. Learning objectives. What is NoSQL? I know what NoSQL is. It's NoSQL. Understanding the database, understanding why it happens. What is a NoSQL injection, which I've never done before. I've done SQL injections before, but I've never done a NoSQL injection. So this will be a fun one. NoSQL is a non-relational database. So non-SQL, not only SQL, basically documents instead of relational tables and things like that. MongoDB is super popular for being NoSQL. I feel like Couchbase is like an enterprise version of something. Maybe Couchbase is an enterprise version of MongoDB. I know MongoDB is notorious for being insecure by default, so my guess is we'll run into this one here. Oh yeah, in this task we'll focus on MongoDB database. There you go. I've talked about this on a podcast before. TechNado, the TechNado podcast that I was a guest host on. You can find that at youtube.com/infamousjoeg in the CyberArk videos playlist if you want to go check out that podcast. But yeah, MongoDB is notoriously insecure by default. So you have to really put in the work to secure it after you deploy it. I think Couchbase is kind of like the same idea between Kubernetes and OpenShift, right? You have Kubernetes, which is the open source version of the container orchestrator. And then on top of that, you have OpenShift, which implements a lot of enterprise controls and additional security and is a little bit more secure by default. I feel, and don't quote me, I feel like Couchbase is that equivalent to MongoDB. Actually, let's find out. Couchbase versus, oh, there we go, versus MongoDB. Or maybe I'm thinking Cassandra? No, I don't think so. MongoDB is uniformly distributed and Couchbase is multi-dimensionally distributed. What the? MongoDB process manages data index and query on every shard, whereas MongoS does a distributed query process. So it is. Mongo, yeah. Okay, I was right. That's all I wanted. All right, thanks, Google. Bye, Google. All right, so we're going to focus on MongoDB for this. It's a free and popular document store, NoSQL database. Similar to relational databases like MySQL, MSSQL, PostgreSQL, StarSQL. That's not real. I'm just talking like asterisk, wildcard SQL. MongoDB consists of databases, tables, fields, but with different names, where collections are similar to tables or views in MySQL. Documents are similar to rows or records, and fields are similar to columns. They visualized it for us, so we've got a users array with ID 1 and ID 2, pertinent information for each in JSON. That would be document 1. This would be document 2. It would be in the collection users. There would also be a collection called roles, and all of those make up the AOC3 database in MongoDB. So documents, collections, database. There we go. We figured it out. Also, it's useful to briefly look at and compare the query operators between MongoDB and SQL, where I am used to and, or, and equals. Apparently, you put an asterisk in front of it and use the PowerShell equivalent here. That's how I kind of think about it in my mind. EQ, OR, and I'd imagine any for not equals. That would be exclamation point equals for MySQL. All right, interacting with a MongoDB server. To follow up with interacting with the MongoDB server, please deploy the attached machine, which I did, and use the attack box or connect via VPN and use the credentials THM TryHackMe. I've never used MongoDB before for obvious reasons, but apparently I just need to SSH to the box first. So 10.10.138, we'll get this session pumping, and we're gonna do, oh, it's gonna be on a different port too, port 2222. And then yes, we will know it, and TryHackMe is our password. Hey, here I am. Who am I? Oh, well, I'm THM. Let's see hostname. Cool. All right, so we're ready to go there. Before we dive into the details of NoSQL injection, it's important to understand how MongoDB works in a general sense. Yes, I would agree, because I've never used it before. It's on default port 27017. We're going to be creating a new database and collections as well as documents. And in order to start this, just like anything else, we need to get to the command line. In this case, it's called Mongo. Some stuff happened here, which I don't know. Just saying, hey, you know, you're using the shell, but we've got Mongosh. Mongosh. Please use Mongosh. Mongo SH. I want to call it Mongosh. Mongosh. I wonder if do I exit like this maybe? No. Do I have to put in? Yeah. No. Can I Control C? Ah, there we go. All right, let's try Mongosh. Mongosh. He's probably not even here. Yeah. It's wigging out. All right, Mongo. Go back to normal. All right, so it wants us to connect. It didn't. Did it connect? I don't know. Oh, yeah, it did. Okay, here it is. Connecting to MongoDB. Blah, 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 implicit session. I got a UUID. All right, show databases. I don't have to end anything with a semicolon, thank goodness. I always forget to do that. All right, so we've got admin, config, flag DB. Ooh, flag DB. I think we're gonna be there a lot. Now, if we wanna connect to a database, we use. Okay, that makes sense. Or we can create two new collections named users and roles using the db collection or db.create collection function, and then show all available collections within the database. So we're going, what? Use AOC3? You can just use it and it creates the database? Oh, okay. Yeah, use the same use command to create and connect to it. Oh, interesting. That could get messy real quick. AOC3. Oh, that didn't exist. Well, it does now. What? All right. So now if I show databases, I don't see it though. So how does it? Oh, maybe I need to populate it with something and then it will create the database. All right, let's use AOC3 again, just in case it didn't. No. And then we're going to use db create collection users. Okay, db.create, and now that I created the collection, it probably created the database, would be my guess. Okay, and then we'll show databases, right? I want to make sure that it's created. There it is. All right. So now, yeah, now that I'm creating collections under that namespace, it will create the database. That's good. And we can get the collection names too. Why do I have to put a semi? I'm not putting a semicolon. It still works. So good. Roles users created in the database AOC3. Now we're going to create a document within the users collection and insert data into it. And it looks like it's all just JSON based. So that bodes well for me. So we'll do db.users because we want to insert into the users collection. What? Well, ID 1, username, admin. I wonder if every document needs to follow the same key values structure in the users collection, or if you can just willy-nilly define what you want and it doesn't matter. Like in MySQL or MS SQL, you have columns, and every row has to have a value or not, or null, right, in each of those columns, but you can't, you know, change that from record to record, row to row. In this case, though, like, I wonder, I'm not going to try it, but I wonder if you could, like, what defines that now I need to provide ID, username, email, and password going forward? The fact that I just created my first document, now every document has to align to that? I don't know. It's a question I have. If anybody knows, let me know in chat. I feel like Rob would know, but I feel like maybe he might be actually doing something with his life and working right now, so he may not be available to comment. But if anybody out there in the chat knows, if I have to, I mean, we could test it too, but I don't really feel like it right now. All right, so Drew is asking for the question is, in MongoDB or just NoSQL in general, I have a users collection, and I'm inserting documents into that users collection, ID, username, email, password. Because I defined my first document with these key values, am I required for each additional document in that users collection to conform to these key values, or can I just willy-nilly choose key values and it doesn't matter? There's no structure to it like there is in MS SQL through rows and columns and defining data that way. That's my question. Because it could get pretty messy and hard to manage, I'd imagine, if you just like willy-nilly can insert any key value into a document in a collection. Like nothing would make sense. How can you predict that? I don't know. Okay, so the hypothesis is there's no true schema, which would make sense to me. Should I be putting these in? Oh, no, I'm good. All right. What is this? Password 1, exclamation point. And then we'll end this out. All right, so that's written, and now we should be able to db users find, and it'll come back with our two documents in the users collection. Okay, so foundationally, there isn't a relationship. So that makes sense then. NoSQL, no relationship. We could have ID, username, email, password here. We could have ID, username, phone number, password. Like who cares? We can define what we want because they're not related. Makes sense. No schema. All right. Thanks for that, Drew. All right, so we successfully created our two documents in the users collection and then showed available documents within the collection using the db users find function. Now that MongoDB automatically creates a unique ID called _ID for each document within the collection. Oh, note. Sorry, not now. Note. There is an update function apparently, so we can update an ID or something like that. So we'll do db.users. I'm just going to do one. I don't have time for this shit. db.users.update, and then what we want to update, I guess. So ID 2 would be targeted because it's really weird like this. And then we're going to set. So instead of, so this is where it comes into play, and or equals set in this weird variable format or whatever. Username, we're going to change it to TryHackMe. All right, I get the gist of how this works now. So that was updated db.users.find should show me now. Instead of user, it's TryHackMe. Okay, so we updated, and then we can db users remove and target ID 2. That's removed. Yep, just one left, and then db.users.drop. We'll just drop the whole collection. True. All right. I wonder if I can no. Oh, I wonder if I could do AOC3.drop. Can I just drop the whole database? Nope, that doesn't work like that. Clear doesn't work. Okay, let's look at the injection now. Sorry. All right, so I get an idea of what MongoDB, how it works, how it's related, or not related, I should say, rather. I'm not putting on the TB12 hat though, Drew. Sorry. I fixed my hair today for once. I never fix my hair. I always wear hats. I'm gonna roll out with the fixed hair today. But let's read about a NoSQL injection and see how this is used. I'm kind of curious about this. I'm used to, SQL injection, not NoSQL injection. So we have a basic knowledge of the commands. NoSQL injection is web security vulnerability that allows attackers to have control over the database. Okay, I figured as much. Happens by sending queries via untrusted and unfiltered web application input, which leads to leaked unauthorized information. So similar to a SQL injection. The attacker can use the NoSQL injection to perform various operations such as modifying data, escalating privileges, DOS attacks, and others. Okay, so we're going to use this to bypass a login page. The logic of login pages is similar in most databases. First, you have to connect to the database and then look for a certain username and password. And if they exist in the collection, in the database, then we have a valid entry. The following is a query that is used in the web applications used on our login page that we're going to be attacking, db users find query, or db users find one query. Functions where the query is JSON data that's sent to the application via this JSON data here, whatever. When we provide the correct credentials, a document returns, while a null reply is received when providing the wrong credentials when nothing matches. So, I mean, there's not even a show databases. I think db users find use AOC3. I didn't dump all the users, did I? The fuck? So anyways, you would have to go like this. All right, so equals, not equals, greater than, where exists regex. I don't want to read on the MongoDB website. I don't care. Pass this task what MongoDB wants or does. Find one, and it'll find it, and it'll come back as a non-null. I assume that's what we're kind of figuring out here. So we're doing a search on the admin and the password. And if it comes, or I'm sorry, username and password. If it comes back with a record, then we're saying, okay, record exists. Move on with life. You've successfully authenticated. If the record doesn't exist or comes back as null, then we're going to say, okay, you're not authenticated. But this is where the injection comes into play. So there's a not equals XYZ command that is being put in for the password field. So I guess the hopes are that this would then execute that. It would, oh, okay. So it would log in. Because it would evaluate, it would find one where admin matches the username, but the password is not equal to XYZ, which the password's not XYZ, therefore this would evaluate true, bring back a record, and the web app would interpret that as a successful authentication. And that's the vulnerability I imagine here. Yep, so as I thought, that's exactly what that says. So we're able to successfully then inject a not equals in a bogus password that we would never expect it to be, and start to authenticate as whoever we want, as long as we know who the username value is going to be. In this case, we could be anyone else other than admin by providing not equals admin and not equals XYZ. All right, exploiting it. You need to find an entry point that doesn't sanitize the user's input. Then we need to understand how the web app passes the request to the database. Once we find all of that, we can then start to send our garbage in to get garbage out. So this is how we would inject it via URL. So username admin, role, not equal to user. So we inject that into the role parameter. We can also use the same concept to pass the MongoDB operators in the post request. Oh, they built a playground web app. Okay. And user. I say let's get this show on the road. Oh, we can access the website here. So I'd copy this. I think if I were to use the clipboard properly, I have to pop this out, paste this in here, like that. And then pop it back in, and then open up Firefox, right? And then paste and go. And here's our web page. So we've got a username and a password. I'm going to assume the password is going to be where we put everything. Interact with the MongoDB server to find the flag. What is the flag? Okay, well that I can do. Let me just bring that down. Remember we saw show databases, and there was one particular database that I did not create called FlagDB here. And so we should be able to use FlagDB. And then what's the command for collections here? Showing the collections. Show the collection. Where is it? Get collection names. There's no collection though. Interesting, interesting. It's just empty? Maybe we need to go into admin. Use admin. Nope. Use config. Nope. Use local. Nope. It wants us to interact with the DB or the MongoDB server to find the flag though. So maybe it is in oh wait, no, I got that backwards. It's going to be DB startup log dot find. Oh, I can use the find one thing here, but I would need to know the parameters and stuff though then, because then I could just search for THM for the flag format. I'm not gonna. Right. Show databases. Use FlagDB. DB dot. Can I just do this? No, that would be too easy, and I don't think there's any collections here. Oh, there is. Okay. That didn't come up before. That's weird. All right. So we'll db.flag call.find. There's our flag. So that's going to be our flag for question 1. Copy that. And we'll paste it down here. Paste. Boom. Boom. Submit. All right. First question out of the way. Now, we discussed how to bypass login pages as an admin. Can you log into the application that Grinch Enterprise controls as admin and retrieve the flag? Use the knowledge given in AOC 3 Day 4 to set up and run Burp Suite proxy to intercept the HTTP request for the login page, then modify the post parameter. Okay, we're going to be using a NoSQL injection with Burp Suite. Down for that. All right, so we're going to open up Burp Suite. I think it's under Other. Yep. This one. It's still Community Edition. Who cares? So we're going to use Burp Suite in order to capture all of the HTTP requests that are going to be happening here. And we're just going to create it. We're going to do a temporary project. We're going to use the Burp defaults. And so this will start up. This will be fun. I like Burp Suite. I use it a lot. I don't want to update or anything. I don't need that. We're going to be... What are we going to be doing here? We're going to be making sure our proxies intercept is on. And this will basically, anytime we browse anywhere in Firefox, it's going to basically stop it and let us monkey with each request before it continues on. If we so choose. I'm going to bring this down just a little bit so I can get to Firefox down here. All right, so with intercept on, we're going to want to make sure Foxy Proxy is set to burp so that we're using Burp Suite as a proxy. And with that set up, all right, you get out of here. See, it goes into this little sidebar and then I can't get to it. The heck? So back here somewhere I got Burp Suite. So this we're gonna need, I'm just gonna fucking full screen this thing. All right. It didn't adjust. Oh boy. Maybe I can fill the screen here. There we go. Maybe I'll just keep it this way. Then that way we can I slide over and stuff? No. It doesn't do that. All right, well, we'll just keep it this way for a second. All right. We got Burp Suite up. We got our web page up. Intercept is on. So now I'm just going to put in some bunk information. I'll be admin because I assume that's going to be the name. And then I'll use a super secure password just to start. It probably might even be it. I might have guessed it right. We'll search and it comes up. So we've got our username, our password here, super secure, and this is not even going anywhere. It's just kind of sitting here for us to toy with. And we can manipulate it, we can change it, we can add stuff to it. What we're going to be doing, though, is we're going to be modifying that slightly and then sending it over probably to our intruder. Now, I will probably just forward it on, honestly. Let's see. Let me get out of full screen somehow here. I think I gotta open this back up and then on full screen. So we're going to... What the heck? We already did all this. Where did my window go? All right. Down. All right, here we go. All right, so it wants us to do not equals admin. Okay. That works for me. So here we're just going to come in here, put in a not equals, and so we'll say it'll evaluate, right? And it'll say, all right, the username admin does exist in the database, and the password is not equal to CyberArk1, so all right, you're authenticated. So we should just be able to forward this on now because we manipulated the post payload. This is going to be a post request for our authentication. So we'll forward that on. Bad creds, womp womp. That didn't work. password not equal to, maybe I need to actually make it admin, and it's going to be one of these things where I'm not following the document and properly, and so it hates me. So we'll give it another shot with intercept on. Forward this. And then we'll do this again, admin. Only this time I'll put in admin like they did in the example, so it's exact. And then here we're going to put in, is it here or before the equals? I think I did it after the equals. Okay, it's before the equals. That's my bad. That was my fault, not anything wrong here. So now not equals admin, forward. And we got a connect SID cookie. So what I'll do is, I assume what I need to do with this is copy it, right? I don't want to, can I, oh, there's regular copy down here. And then over here, I'm probably going to want to set that cookie up. Go into storage, connect. Oh wait, no, it has this already listed out here. Connect SID. Come on. So it should be this. Oh, you know what? Intercept is still on. I need to forward it. There we go. So now I'm admin. And I can turn off intercept. And so as admin, now I can get my flag. Here we go. Ta-da! We did it. 12:52. Oh my gosh. We're almost at 1 o'clock, guys. Time flies when you're having fun and hacking. There's our flag, submit, and correct. Now that we're logged in, we can use the gift search page to list all usernames that have guest roles and figure out our next flag. So we'll go back to dashboard. We'll go to search. This is going to be where we're going to futz with stuff. And it wanted us to get guest roles. So all usernames that have the guest role. So we're going to say something like EQ, no wait, role EQ equals no. This, oh shoot. I've never done this before. I'm just trying to go based off of memory. Where is it? Role. Okay, I had it right the first time, right? Let's actually just search for any user. There we go. So we've got username and role up here. So we'll say role equals user. Is that something we can search for? No. We'll say user. Or no, wait, we'll say admin. All right. So we'll say here, not equal to admin. And role is equal. Oh wait, no, and role is equal to what? What was the role again? Where the heck? Oh, guest. So guest. Look at that. Now we're getting somewhere. What is the flag? Did I see a flag? Yeah, there it is. There's our flag. There's our flag. Flaggy flag. Copy that. And pasty paste. And submit. Correct. Use the gift search page to perform NoSQL injection and retrieve the McSkitty record. What is the details record? I think that's supposed to say what are the details of the record, maybe? Looks like it's going to be some weirdly formatted information. All right, so we need to retrieve a McSkitty record now. Ooh, so we're going to say username is equal to McSkitty, but the role is going to be not equal to admin, because I don't think he's an admin. This is the Grinch Enterprises system. Oh, wait, that's the name of the record, not... All right. Retrieve the McSkitty record. All right, maybe we can do this. What was the command? db dot. No, that's not right. Let's just, maybe we can just grab everything. Not equal to, oh wait, no, that's the wrong place to do it. So I'm gonna make this admin, make this not equal to. And then we'll say role is also not equal to admin. That'll give us everything. So John, Viola, Yasser, Ben, Hacker, Leet, admin, guest, Moha, Zilla, Zen, test, and then this is our flag here. So I think it wants me to actually try to pull back the full record somehow. And all I've done so far is just these query parameters and stuff. I don't know. Let me take a hint. Oh, I see. So there is a record for McSkitty in the database itself that I have to get out. So here's like all of the users. I don't see a McSkitty in here though. Maybe McSkitty is an admin, which would be weird. And role is equal to admin. Oh, there's McSkitty. There's a little McSkitty. He was an admin. I was saying not equals admin. That was my bad. There's TryHackMe admin. All right. So we'll paste this in for our last flag. I'm kind of upset I had to use that hint though. There we go. The answer is correct. Woo! Yay! We did it. Little Jamaican air horn there for you. And so, oh man, I did what? A couple days here. Days. We did a lot today. And I ended at the top of the hour too. So we did 5, 6, and 7 today. PSQL forum, patch management is hard, migration without security. I have a special one here that's by John Hammond, and then a bunch of networking stuff. Dev Insecure Ops, what's this? Holy moly. CI/CD? Are you kidding me? Oh man. We're doing this one on Friday. We're gonna do a Christmas stream on Friday. I'll make sure I get to this. I definitely want to do this one. Excuse me, Mr. Heartstomper. Excuse me. I know nothing of DevOps. Oh. God, you are such a troll, I swear. You are such a troll. I love it. I love it. It wouldn't be a stream without you here. It wouldn't be a stream without you here. So yeah, we'll check out this. The Grinch has his own CI/CD pipeline. I love it. And he's using bash scripts and scheduled jobs, and we're going to dive in and we're going to do a Durbuster, and we're going to do something here. Oh, gosh. So that's cool. I wonder how long the rest of these would take for us to get to this point. It may be a long Friday to get here. Or maybe it won't be until next Tuesday. I plan on doing these Tuesdays and Fridays, by the way. You can check the schedule out on the main page on Twitch. Tuesdays from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern are going to be more dedicated to open source work, development, DevOps, lab building, cloud stuff, all that funness. Fridays are gonna kind of be a wild card. Maybe we might do TryHackMe. Maybe we might try to hack the box. Maybe we'll just continue working on what was being worked on Tuesday. Maybe I'll play video games. Who knows? Depends on how that Friday's going. But those are going to be the regularly scheduled broadcasts. Definitely, will be some broadcasts in between, some streams in between. I do like video games still. I love GTA 5. I've been playing New World lately, new MMORPG that came out recently. Back into World of Warcraft, so the Burning Crusade Classic has been what I've been into recently. So some video games may be streamed in between working. You got to have fun. Can't just work all the time, even though this is pretty fun for me. It's like a big puzzle for me. Big puzzle game. Let me terminate this. So I will be back on Friday. So Mr. Heartstomper is trying to get me to do a 24-hour stream right now in chat. And I absolutely will not do that again. I did it 1 year, many years ago. I think it was like 2015, maybe even 2016 when I first started with CyberArk. I remember I was living 2 houses ago in Dunedin, and which is across the bay. And I did one of those 24-hour streams for charity. What is it? The Gaming for Life, or what is it? The what is that thing? Charity 24-hour stream. It's charity. I don't know, man. Not St. Jude. What the heck is the name of the charity? Extra Life. That's it. Extra Life. Yeah, I did Extra Life. Did 24 hours. Started at, I think, around like 9 or 10 a.m. in the morning. Went straight through to about 8 o'clock the following morning. I don't know if the stream is still out there somewhere, recorded on demand, but if it is hilarious if you just scroll to the final couple hours, because I was so tired from staring at a screen. I was playing World of Warcraft to end everything out. And there are just patches of time where I'm idle in Stormwind in front of the auction house, where my eyes are open, there's something happening in my face, but my mind is completely asleep. And I was hallucinating, I was having trouble staying awake, but like my eyes were not closing. It was the craziest experience. I will not do that again. That was just way too much. Always happy to do a charity stream and stuff like that, but I won't do the 24-hour ones anymore. That's just, I'm way too old for that. I'm 38 now. I was, that was like 10 years ago when I did that other one. No, not 10 years ago. Not that far. Not that long ago, but I'm too old to be doing it now. I got kids and stuff. I can't be as loud and boisterous as I was on that stream. Maybe one day I'll get a little crazy and drink too much caffeine and stay up all night, but it's not something that I'm trying to plan for any time soon, that's for sure. So, all right, I'm gonna turn off my attack box here, and then I will be back in a couple days on Friday, and we'll do this all over again. We'll start off and pick up where I left off, start on the special by John Hammond, and see what he's got in Santa's bag of toys for us. Until then, I hope that you all have a great week off, hopefully, if not a nice relaxing week into the Christmas holiday weekend. And until Friday, stay safe and secure.